doesn't make sense why he would post my work as his. So. Oh, really, Nimlot? I recognize one of the other pieces. I just don't know who it's by. So. Oh, the page got removed on your end there, Bull Killer? Yeah, I think like maybe 20 people reported it already, so... Like, I reported it and I said that it seems like there may be other pieces on his art station that are actually not his. So it got taken down within a few hours. Yeah, that's fair, Nimlot. You know what, you're probably right, to be honest. Once a thief, always a thief. Is that the rule? 1000%, yeah. Oh well. You know what? It was a good laugh at the work.
Please give me something better than the heal. The hell does that do again? The Prionic. What? Fire a ball of energy that electrocutes nearby enemies.
Okay, that's hilarious.
Testing.
Okay, that one's too funny, actually. You'd wish, Asgard. Asgard, I think a lot of your work looks like Nimlot's. It's pretty close. Oh man, Nimlot, I'm so stoked. So stoked at work.
God damn it.
I'm gonna be doing some content stuff again, not world building. Super excited.
Fuck, now I can't heal though.
So excited.
I felt way safer with a heal.
We should report Asgard now, right? Someone will take that serious, right? Look what I found. Galley says, how do you feel when you're working with a client to complete a project and they provide one of your proofs to another designer and tells him to build on it?
Hey,
I had a guy try that shit at a concert venue. I was doing designs for a merchant started me on a design, then they passed it to his friend to finish it. Oh man, that's frustrating. And then he tried not paying me. Oh wow, really? He was forced to pay me when I called his ass out in front of the bar owner. Wow. That's frustrating. Man, you know, I don't understand why people will go to lengths just
kind of want to
like
use my big fucking gun on this thing and see how it does. 5 seconds.
And I don't know why it is. Is it just because like
1
people don't really understand that the, you know, 10,000 plus hours it takes just for someone to get good at this stuff? They don't want to have to pay for that amount of time it's taken for you to develop those skills. They just want to pay for what they feel. It's like, well, it only took you 8 hours. That shouldn't cost that much.
I wouldn't worry about pulling up. Yeah, it's good at stuff.
Yeah, that's frustrating. Asgard, come on, we're just getting around.
On a box.
Yeah, they think art is easy. Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's like when you see people who do art who've been doing it for, oh gosh, you know, anywhere between 10 years or more. And there's a lot of things that become natural to them because they've spent the time. I think it's like, well, it's easy for you to do, but it's like, well, yeah, well, it's not easy, but obviously there's aspects of it that you become way more efficient and faster
If I
at.
crit, I heal my crit chance.
And I think when they observe you do it, they're like, oh yeah, that doesn't take you that long to do. That would take me, I would never be able to do that. So therefore it probably should only cost 20 bucks, you know? So okay, here's the question. So when you get reported on ArtStation chat, what actually happens? Like other than the post getting removed, like do you get like some kind of like flagged for something? Like what happens? Do you get like a strike on your account? Like, what is the penalty is what I'm asking.
Are we ready for the boss?
Because I've never really heard of anybody, like, losing, their account or anything like that. Well, I mean, I don't know any people that are plagiarists, so maybe there's a whole gang of plagiarists that hang out and I don't know about it. Nimot says, I had a guy yesterday that came to me and asked me how much I would charge for a character like Clementine. Oh gosh, that's not cheap. Of course, some developer asked him to do a character like that with
What are
the
we fighting?
reference of
An imp
mine
overlord?
for
Great.
$200. Wow. Yeah, you know what? I think when you, especially in AAA, like if you look at any budget for a AAA character, and we're talking a main character, we're not talking like an NPC side character that's not really, that doesn't have the nearly amount of animations or things like that. I think it sometimes can be very, like when you tell that to a person, it can act, who's not really originally from that kind of development, it can shock them how expensive things are. They're like $12,000, $8,000, $17,000 just for one character, right? And to be fair, like that's kind of sometimes the big issue in a way with AAA development is everything's just getting so damn expensive now. It's getting ridiculous. Or if you show them like what a AAA environment costs, like a full level, and they're like,
Holy
"What?
shit.
That cost you $250,000 to $300,000?" And they're like, "Holy crap!" So, I mean, to be fair though, within
hell?
AAA though, there's a lot of fat of wasted money for sure, like 100%. So. Oh, I know, right, Nim? Like, that's stupid. They would have to expect that you got that done in one day. You know what I mean? Just to maybe justify that. Maybe. They hang out with the same people that post Fortnite. Oh man. What, you trying to say you hate Fortnite there, Volkiller? Actually, I've never played Fortnite. Have many of you in chat? Are any of you guys like big Fortnite players? Nimot says, in the end, the game still makes fat profit. The prices are there because it's not easy to do that stuff. Yeah, totally.
Am I the only one alive?
Volkiller says, oh, I mean, the get it free. Oh, okay, yeah. I got you now. I read
Fuck.
ya. Yeah, once again, chat, sorry I was about an hour late today. Truth be told, I fell asleep. I took a nap. I ate shepherd's pie for dinner, which was delicious. For those of you who haven't had shepherd's pie, order it or make it. Just do it. It's so good. It's very carby, I'm not gonna lie. Why is that not giving me the right? Oh, that's why. No, that's why. I'm not even using the right brush. Fuck. We almost got this at a state where we can start actually doing it. Once we do a few more things on this, we can start doing actual details. Just get these kind of banked out. Volkiller, I'm 12.
Check damage. How do I see their damage?
Hey, I wasn't asking if any of you guys were 14. That's super awkward, actually. Like, hey, any of you guys 14 years old in chat? I've got candy and puppies. Actually, you know what? Does candy and puppies even work anymore? It's probably like, hey, look, I've got Fortnite.
Okay.
And, fidget spinners.
Well, shit. got killed by a beetle. I got killed by a beetle too.
Oh, Game Monster, you're 16?
Well, fuck. All right. An unfortunate run
I remember 16.
where we did our best and did not prevail.
When I could, like, when I had the time to
GG's
play as many
everyone. I'm
video
gonna get ready
games
to
as
go
I
to bed
wanted
pretty
to.
soon. I think I'm going to the gym tomorrow.
Oh
so
my gosh.
kill me.
Jeez, for some of you
tomorrow I'll
old
be on.
people in chat like
Tomorrow I'll be
myself,
able to play Warcraft 3.
what the heck were you doing in 16?
Probably not even Dead by Daylight.
You know?
I think
Like,
I'm more so feeling
gosh,
games
what was
like
I doing
Red
at
Out
16? I was
and
probably
stuff like that. So
playing
yeah,
like
we'll see,
Smash
but
Bros.
Overall, thanks for chilling today,
like-
guys. Appreciate you very much. Oh, I got $5 from Jocelyn. What's Harry Potter's favorite
N64 or
method of
something.
getting
No,
down
it
a
wasn't.
hill?
Would not be. It'd be Xbox at
Walking,
that time. I was playing.
JK.
That's what I was playing.
Rolling.
Xbox and PlayStation 2. Nimline's like 3D. Get out of here, Nimline. Man, I wish I was doing 3D when I was 16. Holy crap. If I was doing 3D when I was 16, I would be like Batman. I would be right up there with Batman. Modding Quake there, Jitspo. That's sick. Man, all you people that got like internet when you were at that age, that's awesome. I never had internet. I didn't get internet till I was 17 because I lived in the boonies. Hey, Zashton, how are you? Good old times. Oh, you played a guitar instead of games? You know, I played a lot of guitar, and then I started the 3D, the game art stuff, and now I just don't even touch my guitars. They just sit there looking pretty. Oh man, Victor. Holy crap, that's funny. Victor, I think a lot of us were in that club. Maybe too much too. It's gonna get gross in here. Asgard says, I was working as a shopkeeper when I was 16 while you guys were playing video games. Well, I was working too there.
Okay, almost there.
Asgard. I was working when I was 16 as well. Was that your first job? My first job was oh, it sucked. I worked at a Dairy Queen. Oh man, this light is already going. It's only been going for like an hour. I worked at Dairy Queen as a cook slash person that cleaned everything. And then the girls just served ice cream. They were really lucky. They had the best job there. They just served ice cream. And I had to clean all their stuff. But then my next job after that, I worked at a grocery store. One sec, chat. I'm just going to swap this light. For whatever reason, it's dying already. Holy crap. I'm shocked at like some of these lights lately. The batteries are going like every hour now. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna have to get like an actual connection to the wall here or something like that, because these things have been brutal. So yeah, but I mean, Jitspo, just internet even. I never, man, I wish if I had internet when I was like a teenager. Like my cousins who were like 10 years younger than me had internet. You know what though? Had I just like sucked it up and been like, okay, I'm gonna hardcore get into computers at that time though, I could have got internet though. So you know what? It's my own fault.
Okay.
Game Odds is like, I'm trying to learn 3D and game dev. Man, that's awesome, dude. I wish I was doing that stuff at 16. I mean, technically, I kind of was, but I was doing it from the paper form. Like I was basically doing like D&D stuff, and I never even played D&D. Like when I was designing games and stuff like that. So That's small towns though, right? You're kind of, you're gifted or you're dealt the cards you're dealt, right? Just like your friends when you're in small towns. You're dealt the cards you're dealt. Jitspo, I had to play LAN parties and have 309. Oh god, you're paying. Holy crap, man. Jitspo, you know what? Speaking of LAN parties, that's like one of my favorite things in gaming culture that I feel we've kind of lost. Like, how many here were like playing Halo back in the day, and then you would get like 8 friends, and you get 2 Xboxes, and then you'd have 2 TVs, and then one group would be in the one room, and the other team would be in the other room. And like just so you get no screen looking, like screen lookers. Do kids have to deal with that now playing video games? You don't have to deal with that stuff really. Oh, I guess you do with Mario Kart. Okay, any Switch game you have to, but or co-op, but for the most part, man, I miss those days. Those were awesome. Lucas says, after 5 years, I'm still on my first job, but I just changed my position 2 years ago. Oh, what were you doing there, Lucas? If you don't mind me asking. I've worked many crappy jobs before I started in the games industry. A lot of crappy jobs. You know what though? Like, the more like crappy jobs you work though, like it builds so much character, and you learn a lot about yourself though, right? So as annoying and stressful and just who cares, you know, that it can be in terms of like what you're doing, right? But
You should be able to listen to the whole thing while playing. Why can't I do that? Why can't I just go song, record?
all the kids stream. Man, you know what's crazy actually? Just talking to younger kids, speaking of which, their vocabulary, like how many of them are just, oh gosh, like just YouTube in general for kids nowadays is amazing. Like they're all learning stuff so fast now just because the information's available now. It's like having a library that's interactive, right? Like it's awesome. I wish I had that. I think that's the biggest thing I think we all wish we had growing up when we were younger is YouTube, you know? Baker says, yep, Halo LAN parties were great. So much fun. Yeah, I totally agree. Volker says, they get to... Oh, the screen. They get all the screen lookers. Oh, gosh. Okay, now I totally get what you mean with the... with streamers. They get stream snipers. That's funny. Oh, with CS there, 1.6 Quake, and then Red Alert and StarCraft. Oh, man. I miss Red Alert. Or Command and Conquer was a great RTS. Actually, one of my favorite RTSs is still Age of Empires. Actually, in town, they're doing the Age of Empires remake or something like that at Relic here in town, which I'm really looking forward to. I really hope it's good because, man, I love the Age of Empires series, or franchise, I should say. I did not like Age of Empires 3, though. I thought that was terrible. Lucas says, I worked before as a spherical video editor, kind of in a support in character scanning. We have a rig of 115 cameras for scanning people. Whoa, that's cool. Is that for like motion capture there, Lucas, if you don't mind me asking? I used to do mocap actually actually motion capture was my first game job for when I was working on the Battlefield franchise. Good old Battlefield. Back in the day. Game Monster says, they both have nothing to do, and the tendency is to click clickbait. Oh gosh. And then they get pulled down by the rabbit hole until they have wasted a large chunk of time. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, okay, so here's the thing. For the kids that are eager and wanting to learn, right? I think that's what I'm getting at, right? Like the thing is they have the opportunity, whereas we never had that like we had opportunity with internet because we got to watch it, you know, as we grew up and it developed. But just seeing where it is now with the amount of information that's available online for people, you know, in a way, too much distraction. But if you want to learn, like, it's incredible what I think what kids can get nowadays. That's why, like, there's a huge argument to not even bother going to school, right? for art if you want to get into the games industry, or like you can just do it yourself now, right? Like it makes no sense for so many students to spend $45,000 to $60,000 to $100,000 on their art education or game education when they can just, unless they need some kind of diploma or something like that and they want to go to, say, another country and they actually were required for that for the work visa. But for the most part, like you can just do it yourself, you know what I mean? So as long as you're smart and get involved in online communities and network, you know, and work hard, it's like these simple steps.
This is a good home theme. It's getting there.
Hey, Nimlot, it was Battlefield 3, okay? Was it Mass Effect? Come on now. Wait, did the animations in Battlefield suck? Chat? I'm not aware of this. Whoa! Hey, Render Me Gone, how are you? Thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing tonight? Are you doing any 3D stuff
It's
there,
still, like,
Render Me Gone?
like you can
Love
hear
the name, by the way.
The transitions through the chord structure is like gonk hitting you over the head, but it's like
You're doing good and awesome.
like.
Oh, you
I
never
am
played
proud of
Battlefield,
this.
Nimlot? See, Nimlot, you would love
It's
it.
something that I don't hate.
You would, knowing you, Nimlot, you love shooters, right?
I think it's just a lot.
How's the fishing games going there, Nimlot?
The notes in time with something that I'm comfortable doing.
You know what would be so funny? So my coworker who is a
expression that I
surfacing
want.
artist wants to go
Whereas when I'm, like,
fishing because
just
where we
placing
live
the notes
there's
in, it just
a lot of
feels so
opportunity
good.
for that. And he just got his fishing license, so every day, not almost every day, but like on the weekends mostly, he's been going fishing like crazy.
I actually like
And like he's just catching little pan-fried trout. Like it's not even, and it's all catch and release, right? It's not like he's actually keeping them or anything like that. And they're only like just little guys like
yay,
this.
my new
But
keyboard. It's changed.
it would be so funny if I could go. There's no internet there, but it would be so much fun to do like a stream fishing. That would be the most funniest. I mean, it'd be kind of boring, I guess, because you're just waiting. Has anyone ever done that actually, like a fishing stream? Oh, you model and sculpt there, Render Me Gone? Nice. That's awesome. How long have you been doing that for? For those of you in chat just joining us, so what we're working on is, I can actually show you a little bit more of this, is kind of this Fallen Kings project where essentially a whole bunch of these kings have been like murdered or assassinated, whatever you want to call it, and then strapped together like a trophy with rope and leather. And then it's being hung from this like broken spear. As of right now, it's a broken spear. We'll see what if we make changes to that. So we've done a good majority of the sculpting on it. For me, it's a little bit uncomfortable for me because I haven't done this much like character kind of stuff in a way with the skulls and things like that, just because mostly I do environment art and props, but I guess it is technically props. One of the crowns looks like this right now. We've got 4.5, I'd say, out of the 6 that we need done. So we have 2 more crowns to finish. Well, 1 more technically after this one. This is the one that we did last stream. And then we have this last one here. This is more a simplistic one. But after that, after this one that we're working on right now, we'll be most likely doing the circlet. So I need to figure out what the heck the circlet's going to look like. And then we'll start retopo and all that jazz. So Game Monster says, we don't have schools that cost money here. However, we do have 3D schools, or we don't have 3D art schools either. Oh, that sucks. Sorry to hear that, Game Monster. Well, I guess that sucks, but Lucas says it's for photogrammetry, not motion capture. Oh, my bad, Lucas. Okay. I've worked with photogrammetry, but I've never actually had to create it. Like, I've done world building with it. I mean, excuse me, at the studio I work at, we're actually, I would say we're probably one of the better studios at creating it. I mean, mind you, I think a lot of the photogrammetry they get now is from like deals with what the heck's their names, Quixel and stuff like that. So Oh, thanks, Render Me Gone. Appreciate it. Actually, on that note, here's a link to my art station. That's just some of the stuff that I've done on stream. How long have you been doing 3D stuff for a few years then, Renderman? That's awesome. What got you into doing 3D stuff? Actually, I want to know that in chat for anyone who hasn't answered this before. Like, what was the reason you guys got into game development? I would love to hear some of you guys' stories. I think everybody has such an interesting, when it comes to that kind of stuff, like why they got into it, it's always just like a completely different.
I obviously won't play this.
Some are so left field too. What was the question, Gally? If you guys, any of you here in chat work in game development or got into game development or getting into game development, what was the reason you decided to get into it? You're like, sorry, I came out of the bathroom. You weren't watching the stream in the bathroom, Gally? Nimrod says because of money. See, Nimrod, that's such an interesting like approach, because like for a lot of artists, it's hard to make money at first, you know? But I guess once you get good at it, you know? Game Monster says, because you can create your own reality. That's cool. That's a good answer. Asgard's like, don't ask tough questions. Asgard's like, I don't want to write a story down. I'm going to get like a page and a half, right? Where it's going to be like someone's journal here. Which, to be fair, that's probably to be expected, to be honest. So I got into it like when I was a kid. My sister, she convinced my parents to get an NES when I was a kid, and so I got Mario 3 was like the first real game. Actually, you know what, as a joke, I should say, when I was about 4 years old, I saw my my cousin making out with a girl on the couch at my grandparents' place playing Mario, and I was like, oh, that's what I gotta do. I gotta play video games because chicks dig guys that play video games. That was totally the reason why. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. I mean, it worked out though, right? But no, I got like obsessed with them, and then because I was in a small town, I didn't really have much to do, and I didn't really have many friends either, so it's like video games kind of became my like obsession, and then I wanted to make video games when I was about 7 years old. But unfortunately, I did not know like where I could, like where to go from there, just because like where I'm from, it's a small trades community, and people don't really see that as like everything there is just, it's all about, you know, working at pulp mills and lumber mills and things like that. So it's not really seen as a career path. So like I went through like phases where then I tried 3D when I was like 16 years old at school, and I was like, this is awesome, this is amazing. And then I didn't really take it serious until I just moved away randomly with a friend down to Vancouver, and then just was like, yep, going to school. And that's kind of how I got into it. Oh, you were a painter drawer there, Gally. That's awesome. I did a lot of drawing too. Like, to be fair, like I grew up as an illustrator as well.
Just be the piano.
Now I never do any drawing. It's like since I got into like 3D game art, it's like I don't draw anymore. Which, like, for any of you in chat, like, does that happen to you guys too? Like, where you do so much like game art or coding or whatever you do, and just don't do any art anymore in terms of drawing, unless I have to problem solve stuff. Nimut says, of course there's not money. It all started as a damn hobby for the love of creating stuff. That's awesome. That's, you know what, like when it can escalate from that, that's like the best thing, right? So Gally says, then I got into 3D animation because of Blender. Oh, nice. And then I was like, shit, VR is around the corner, so now I'm working on Unity. That's cool. See, it's funny, for so many people it starts as a hobby, you know? What? You started as a trade show demo artist there in the 90s at Render Me Gone, sorry. That's cool. Yeah, Nimlot, I was really influenced by Blizzard cinematics when I was young too. Whoa! What's up, Hughes? How are you? How's it going, dude? Big party of 11 coming in. How are you doing there? Appreciate it. Thanks for the raid. Game Monster's like, you don't need friends. You've got video games. Yeah, I know, right? Who isn't? Everyone's been like that at one point.
Anyways, it's actually not. It's not a rule. It's just.
How was your stream there, Hughes? Or Connor, I should say. My bad. Just drawing up a storm on stream. We're working on our way on the 5th of 6 skulls now. So for those of you joining us from Connor's stream, so we're actually working on this like, I know I explained this many times, chat, but we're working on this like Fallen Kings piece where basically 6 kings have been murdered, you know, and we've strapped them all together like a trophy with rope and leather and other things like that, and then we're hanging them as of right now on like a broken spear. It may change if I decide to. We'll see what happens there. But in terms of like where we are in the sculpting before we retopo and texture this stuff, the skulls are kind of like this right now. I still need to do revisions on them in terms of like details and things like that. But as for the crowns, we've made a lot more progress on. We've got 4.5 out of 6 done,
You know,
so
like
this would be probably the most like ornate one out of the bunch. And then we've done this one here, which was a little bit more, I guess it's French, isn't it? And then this one we did last stream with like the cool little leaves and stuff like that, which was a lot of fun. And then we finished the simplistic one also. So most of them are all kind of like, the bases of them are all built in Maya, in terms of just some of the shapes and stuff like that that I need. And then the rest is all just done in ZBrush in terms of details and stuff like that. So right now we're working on this kind of over the top, pointy one, which eventually I'll probably need to scale and fix some proportions on it. Cause it's actually, initially I thought I was gonna do this one, which is like this kind of fun shape. But just looking at some of the other crowns, I had something that kind of read too much like this. So we kind of went for more of this like crazy, ridiculously pointy one. So, which is still a little over the top. So we'll probably have to shrink a bunch of it down, but it'll be okay. You can't choose between the last 3 there, Connor. 2 raids, Victor. Yeah, I know. It's the people coming in hot tonight here. How's your comic stuff coming along there, Connor? Okay, cool. So now that we've got this kind of, in terms of some of these details here, kind of banged out, I think what we can do now, let's just kind of do a little bit of a polish here, or I guess it's a flat. We'll just kind of get some kind of like odd forms or irregularities in this, and then we're going to go in with trim dynamic here in a bit on just some of our edges and just kind of, I guess, isolate some key damage spots. I'm actually going to turn off radial symmetry right now, which we have going on right now. And then that way we can start to kind of focus on like which spots we want to have like the major, I guess you could call dents or chips. Make it feel like it's very, very old.
Currently making the music.
What? You're gearing up to San Diego Comic-Con. That's super cool. I've never been to one of those. Man, I've never been to PAX. I've been to GDC once. I'm going to go next year. I've never been to Comic-Con. Like, we have Emerald City not far from where I am here in Canada, just down in Seattle there. I believe it's Seattle.
What's up?
I really want to go to PAX, and I'm definitely 100% going to GDC next year. So,
I don't currently.
which I'm so excited for, actually. It's going to be like a little game dev reunion, you know?
How old are you, dude?
Oh, you've been to PAX at PAX East? Nice. Actually, at work today, someone was like, there was like 10 badges from PAX East, all just sitting on the coffee station. All just sitting on the coffee station, or sitting by the coffee station today at the studio. Are you going to be, Connor, are you going to be showing off any of your work there at the Comic-Con stuff?
Current failure.
Or just kind of going there to have a blast? catch up with people, and have a good time, you know? Oh, what do you got here? Render me? This is me. Oh, what? Dude, this is sweet. Oh, what? You're in Vancouver? What? Wait, Dylan. Have we met before? Dude, nice chair. Man, I've actually always wanted to make a chair like this. Dylan, I feel we've met before. Nice building, dude. Love the modular set breakdowns. What, Dylan, if you don't mind me asking, what are you trying to get into? Just like environment art or character art? I wonder. What school did you go to, if you don't mind me asking,
like
Dylan?
actual cloud systems? Like what kind of game is it? Is it if it's just like pixel art or something, you don't want to do that.
This one's cool.
But if it's like 3D, then I guess you could use. I've got this thing. It's like a cloud shader. A friend of mine.
Oh, what is this?
It's
Is this
one of
like
those
all of your old
incredible
3D
things.
stuff? That's hilarious to put together.
We've fun to put them up, you guys.
Whoa, this looks like it was almost done
Shaders.
like Houdini or something like
Bonkers.
that.
It's like just it might destroy your computer. Just I'll paste it in chat and you guys can check to see if it's good. Check that out. It's 3D. It's not 2D. It's just like one of the most crazy things. So that friend of mine, he worked for a company called That Game Company. I'm gonna click it because why not? And they made a game called what is it called? It's called. It's not Journey. It's the one they made after Journey. And it had clouds like this. Was it Flight? Something? Isn't that crazy? Isn't this insane? What the heck? This is just math, guys. There's nothing, this is just math. Imagine being a genius. There's actually like no physics, there's no any, it's just math. I mean, math is physics, but so how do I make this like, it's particularly this like, this bit here. Is it just random music you make up? Currently, this is random music that I just made up, yeah. But this is like the 6th stream of me making garbage, and I finally made something I don't hate. So, well, you know, sort of getting there. Do I know piano? I wouldn't say like I know piano. Like I can't listen. Like I've got this thing, right? And let me explain. So I got this thing, and I have another keyboard that I've had, like, hang on, like, I've got this, and I've always had a keyboard kind of like this in my house since I was a kid. And I don't like know. I know that like that's C. And if I want to figure out what A is, I go backwards. I go, that's C, B, A. This is flipped, by the way, so you just, anyway. Like, that's A, okay, that's B, C, D, E, F, G. That's G flat, I guess. That's also F sharp. I know, like, that, but you can't put sheet music in front of me. I won't know what I'm looking at. So, So I just know that, like, okay, this is a major, C major right there. I can make it a power chord like this, and I can I could just do that, you know, like it just sound I just have made enough sounds that sound good and remember which notes those make, and then just play those ones. That's kind of like how it works. Play us your favorite song, if you will. I'll play the song of my people. I don't actually know that many songs. I actually totally forget it without a bigger size keyboard. You know what? I'll play it on YouTube. That's my favorite song. The song of my people. Which people? You guys. You guys are my people. This is your song. Your song is called Putting Words Together. Lebanese Australians are my people. Final Fantasy. This is a track from Final Fantasy Tactics Advance 2. It's called Putting Words Together. It is.
Hi, Goso. My hair.
Hang on, before I go any
What's the
further,
problem with my
This
hair?
plays in the character selection screen. The character,
What's
like
the
your name of the character.
problem? What's the
It's like the
problem?
very beginning of the game. The main character is being like held back after school. It's like school holidays, and he's being held back to clean up the library. And so this is like the track that plays when you're like writing. You're like finding a book, and you're like writing your name in the book.
Framework. Alright. Aura. Ay, jeez. Yeah, sort of freelancing. Ay. Ay, Christ. Mm, mm. Ay, Christ. Mm. Now I got tired. I think I'm gonna sleep. Oh my gosh. Or no, I need to sleep, but I don't have energy to sleep. I'm feeling damaged. Cat file. Mm-hmm. Do you pay all bills? No, or no, cause mom pay. Mom pay most bills. Lately, I'm not making any money. to sleepy. I'm going to sleep.